Hi, this is Usha, Assistant Professor, Department of ISC, SDMIT Ujire. In this video, we can understand the concepts of call graph based integration testing. The integration testing is nothing but after the unit testing with the combination of the different modules, we are able to do the integration testing. So here, test the interfaces and interactions among separately tested units. There are three different approaches to do the integration testing. This is based on the functional decomposition, based on call graphs, based on paths. In this video, we can concentrate on the call graphs. In order to understand the call graph based integration testing, first I am taking the SATM system, that is simple automated teller machine related functions. Here this is a partial implementation of the SATM system. This particular table indicates the different units and we are able to call at which level, then what is the name of the unit. So each and every unit is nothing but a functions. When we go to the particular SATM system, that is whatever the tree structure is there, that is an subdivision or a decomposition of a SATM system. For example, if I go with the SATM system, at the first level A will be there, that is device sense and control. 10 will be there, central bank communication. Next B will be there, terminal sense and control. C is there, that is managed session. Nothing but it is having the device sense and control, central bank communication, terminal sense and control and managed session. Like this, in each and every level we are able to decompose the functions based on the functional divisions. We are able to construct the decomposition based tree. Whatever the particular table will be there, based on this table we are able to construct the adjacency matrix, that is very much useful to construct the call graph. Here this is a particular adjacency matrix. To avoid the confusion because of so many rows and columns, we need to construct the we need to add the particular boxes. This is an adjacency matrix. As we seen in the previous slide, that is table consists of different 27 functionalities. So here we need to consider the 27 rows and 26 rows or 27 columns corresponding to the previous functions with the SATM system. Here on what basis we are marking the X means at the first row we are able to call the in order to do the particular activity. Suppose I can take the example of amount withdrawal. So when we go to the withdrawal function, certain functionalities has to be accepted or called. So to do that one, which are the functions are calling corresponding to which activity, that is represented as cross mark in the adjacency matrix. So at the first row, 5, 7, 14, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22. These columns are filled with the X. This is the indication that to call the function 1 or to complete the task 1, we need to call these 5 methods. Similarly, at the 16th row, we are able to call the 3 methods. Like that, different 27 rows and 27 columns which are required to call to do the particular activity that is constructed. So this is an adjacency matrix. With the reference of this adjacency matrix, we are able to construct the call graph. First, we can understand the call graph based integration. This call graph is a directed labeled graph. In this, vertices are program units, for example methods. A directed edge joins calling vertex to the called vertex. Nothing but whatever the edges we are representing, these edges should be a directed edge, so that the edge starting from the calling vertex and it is ending at the called vertex. So here call graph based integration, adjacency matrix is also used. This call graph based integration, it do not scale well, although some insights are useful. these nodes are of high degree or critical. Meaning of this one is we need to concentrate on the nodes which are having highest degree in the call graph to do the integration testing. Meaning that there are so many modules are integrated at that particular node. So we need to test that particular node to do so that integration testing will be done properly. This is whatever the adjacency matrix we constructed previously. Using that adjacency matrix, here it is a call graph. Here you can observe node 1, as I told very first row, it is calling the 5th, 7th, 21st, 5th, 7th, then 16th, 17th, 19th, 20, 21, 22, these nodes. Nothing but here from the node 1 we need to show the edge towards of all these nodes. Similarly, at the node 17 it is calling the 11, 18 and 14. Only 3 X marks will be there. So we are able to show the edge from the 17 to 11, 14 and 18. Similarly, from the node 16 to 9, 10, 12. From the node 22 to 23, 24, 26, 27, 25. Similarly, 27 to 14, 15, 2, 3, 4, 13. So based on the adjacency matrix details, we are able to which are all the rows, which are all the particular columns are entered corresponding to the row. For all the nodes we need to show the edge. This is an call graph for a simple or a partial SATM system. When we go to the call graph, here call graph is of two types. One is an pairwise integration testing, another one is neighborhood integration testing. Let's understand one by one. Here pairwise integration means the idea behind pairwise integration testing is eliminate need for developing stubs bar drivers. It is used to actual code instead of stubs bar drivers. Pairwise integration restrict a testing session to just a pair of units in the call graph. The results in the one integration test session for each edge in the call graph. So whatever the call graph we constructed previously, in that just we are taking the sample of the pairs. We are not at all considering all the pairs. Just to indicate the pairs, 16, 9 will be there. Like this, pairwise integration has to be done between every vertex, that is every calling vertex to called vertex. Nothing but between every pair of vertices we need to apply the pairwise integration, so that number of pairwise integration testing will be equal to number of edges in the call graph. So when we are equal, or when the number of integration test cases testing is equivalent to the number of edges, the testing procedure will be increased. So in order to avoid that one, neighborhood integration testing is adopted. In the neighborhood integration testing, here the set of nodes that are one edge away from the given node, that is neighborhood integration testing reduces the number of test session and fault isolation is more difficult. Meaning that here if we consider one node, to that node what will be the, or how many number of the incoming edges, how many number of the outgoing edges, we need to group all such nodes as a one neighborhood. So at the level or a distance one edge we need to combine as neighborhood. Here is a sample neighborhood integration. You can observe node 1, 16, 9, 10, 12. If I am concentrating on the node 16 means node 1 is a predecessor to the 16 and nodes 9, 10, 12 are the successor nodes for the node 16. Similarly, when I go to the node 26, 22 is a predecessor node, 14, 15, 6, 8, 2, 3 are the successor nodes. So here this is a table indicates which are the predecessor nodes, which are the successor nodes. Like this we are able to group and we are applying the integration testing for this neighborhood or for this group. So through the call graph based integration, on what basis we can group the module means we are able to construct the call graph, then we can apply the neighborhood integration testing or pairwise integration testing. By using the pairwise integration testing, number of testing sessions will be increased. To avoid that one, neighborhood integration testing is used. But if the number of nodes, predecessor and successor nodes in the neighborhood or group or increases, then it will be a complex to do the or to apply the integration testing. Thanks for watch this video.